What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Chatting with the Cholo, where you guys will continue to be the audience and I'll continue to be your always heavily tattooed host, the Cholo. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are all doing well. I know I am. Right off the bat, I wasn't expecting to make this video tonight, but it seems there's a new installment that came out for the Jupiter Linda Binda love saga. Linda Binda happened to get a second interview with Kia, Jupiter's sister, and this time she's willing to show us her face and be more than just an anonymous voice. That's fantastic. I fucking hate Jupiter, so I'm super duper proud of his sister for coming out and speaking about the things that she went through and the things that she survived, of which I'm super proud of her. That's the first thing to do is to survive. That's goal number one. If you can get retribution, justice later on, absolutely. Point being, I want to cover that video tonight and get it out as quickly as possible. Anyways, I'm going to do this video a little bit different than the way I usually do. I'm not going to be running my mouth the entire time talking shit about Jupiter. Mostly we're just gonna watch it together pretty much. Occasionally I will interrupt, say a few things. I'm not gonna be cracking jokes. I won't interrupt every 30 seconds or anything like that. So it's mostly just gonna be, we're gonna watch a video together. I'll commentate a little bit. So I hope you guys are willing to jump in on this ride with me. The first time we did the interview, you guys seemed to enjoy it. So I hope you guys enjoy this. And big shout out to Linda Binda for getting the interview and doing it in a very tasteful, respectful way. And shout out to Kia, having what it takes to come out and speak about her traumas and the things that she survived. Like I said, I'm very, very proud of her for doing that. So I'll shut the fuck up and let's get into it. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump into it. Real quick, though, another shout out to Linda Binda. Go check out the channel, give her a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. She's putting in the Lord's work, putting in the effort, the hard work, talking to Jupiter, trying to make him go away. And also, let's throw a fat ass shout out to Kia, Jupiter's sister. She's very, very brave for putting her face all over the internet like this in this interview, especially after talking about the abuse that she survived in her last interview. And who knows what she's going to say in this one. So big shout out to her. This Cholo has nothing but love and respect for Kia. I can appreciate the things that I know she survived because I know what it's like. Kia, we're very, very proud of you here. We appreciate everything that you went through. And we appreciate you sharing your story. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this. I'm going to be as respectful as possible. I'm not going to be interrupting every 30 seconds. See what she has to say.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. This is our second interview with Corbin's sister, Kia. And she's decided that she is comfortable and wants to show you guys what she looks like. So this is Kia.
Hi.
Hi,
Ever
Kia.
since the last interview, we've been talking, just getting things off our chest in regards to Jupiter. But now we're here again because there's some things that Kia wants to talk more about.
I guess the first thing is everybody's wondering the big question, why aren't the police doing anything? Where he is at, he is currently in a place where they are keeping an eye on him. However, he is free to come and go.
That's not
kind
good.
of. They just know where he's going, who he's with, and all of that. The problem that they're having with charging him is that there's nobody coming forward that says, yes, I was a minor. Yes, this happened. So like they have the videos and stuff, but without names and faces and whatnot, they really can't do anything.
Exactly. And that's why the past few weeks people have been saying, Linda, where are you? Linda, where are you? Where's the Jupiter videos? And I told them, I'm not focusing on Jupiter right now. I'm focusing on helping the victims gain confidence to step forward to the police.
Awesome.
There's like 2 or 3 that I know of so far that I've been in communication with. And I've put all my time and effort on, trying to encourage them to come forward. But there are some things that they're scared about, obviously, because it's hard being a kid and knowing that this happened and not knowing whether or not you should step forward. And
real quick, I just want to say it's fantastic that Linda Binda is doing this. And it's absolutely understandable that they're afraid to come forward. I get that. I hope they do. I really do.
Complain about what's happened. So that's the process that we're in right now. Let me say, yes, the Nampa police are keeping an eye on him. They are. He's not allowed to leave Idaho. The one thing that irks me about the police, this past month I called them 12 times, left some voicemail messages, and I haven't got one response. And what irks me about that is I got a message from this woman that was pretending to be a reporter that only called that police station one time and got an answer because she was claiming to be a reporter. And the detective on that case, he basically spilled his guts to this reporter. And, I heard a lot. I heard that he went to go meet with Corbin. They sat down and basically said that Corbin is not someone that people should be scared of. That's what that police officer thinks. He said that they sat down together and he couldn't even imagine Corbin walking up a flight of stairs. Which, is a very interesting visual. Like,
that doesn't mean you still can't victimize somebody. Predators are physically unfit all the time. They're always the super fat, big-tittied, morbidly obese guys that their game is luring children to them. That's why they have to be good at it, because they can't run, they can't chase, they can't hunt, so to speak. So they got to get the children to come to them, kind of like fishing. But that does not mean he cannot victimize somebody. It just means he has all that size and mass behind him to help him use it like a weapon.
Imagine like a walrus flopping up some stairs. That's how I imagine Corbin. But
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
so police have not contacted me. I have so much evidence to give them, but there needs to be a two-way communication street. I don't know why they're sitting and talking to fake reporters. So that's what's been going on with the police. They're keeping an eye on him, like Kia said. Let me just say something else. To anybody that thinks it's a good idea, that thinks it's funny to get into contact with Corbin, I don't understand how your brain works. You've seen all these videos, all these messages of him being a despicable human being, and yet you continue to decide to engage in a conversation with him. I think that it shows how little you disregard the safety of yourself and people around you. Because, even if the police thinks he's not dangerous, Kia right here has dealt with him for many of years and she thinks he's dangerous. So who are you going to trust? The opinion of a police officer or the opinion of his sister?
It's interesting how someone can manipulate their illness. It's different when you have a disability, a sickness in your head, and not just in your head, in your genes. And you use that to manipulate those people around you. There's a difference. That's just my frustration with it, because that's how that's been my entire life.
Because he says he has autism and ADHD, but I know a lot of people with autism and ADHD that don't dream about touching children.
Under Idaho law, he can't use his disability to hide behind.
The only thing we're waiting on, basically, is
people to come forward.
Yes. I've seen comments of people saying, well, it's the minor's fault for DMing Kim, knowing that he's this.
In what world would it ever possibly be a minor's fault? Whoever said that is fucking stupid and needs to get their fucking face broken. Oh my god. It's the minor's fault. You could say that I like to punch dumb bitches in the face, and because of somebody saying it's the minor's fault, they are therefore a dumb bitch, which means they cannot object to me punching them in the face, according to their logic. Fucking stupid piece of shit. Sorry for interrupting, Linda. My bad. And Kia, my apologies. Talk to them like they're really there.
Public figure, I guess. But it's really not. I think the adult on the other side of the phone should, whether or not he has ADHD or autism, should understand that that's not okay. And I've tried explaining that to him multiple times, but he doesn't get it. I'm going through some of the comments on our last video right now, and I just want to read some of those to you. One of the things that you said struck a chord with someone. You said in the last video, I'm okay with what happened to me as long as it doesn't happen to someone else. And they said that's literally so heartbreaking, but that literally tells you she's one of the purest souls on the planet. Justice for Corbin's family. This is truly heartbreaking.
I try to be as kind and as emotionally there and emotionally available for anyone who needs me, whether that be my friends, my family, my coworkers.
Kia seems like a genuinely nice person. Maybe her trauma is what made her the good person that she is today. My trauma definitely played a part in who I am. I think most of us that have been victimized kind of feel the same way as Kia does. We're okay with what's happened to us, with what we went through, as long as it doesn't keep happening. That was one of my biggest fears when my son started school, was that history was going to repeat itself, and it hasn't. And when I go to the school and I volunteer and I see him playing at recess, it tugs at my heartstrings because he's so normal. Like that's all I could hope to ever ask for, is that he's just a normal little boy, and it makes everything that I went through perfectly okay. I can live with it. You know, I shoved it way deep down inside of me for a long, long time, and that's okay as long as it doesn't continue to happen. And seeing my son be as normal as he is, I get it. I mean, I'm perfectly okay with what I survived, because he's normal. As long as that never happens again, and he just gets to keep on being a little boy, then it's cool with me. You know, what I survived is what I survived, and that's in the past. So I get what Kia's saying here. It resonates with me deeply.
I try to handle everybody with as much respect as I can. That comment really does heal a little part of me that was broken a long time ago. That
Good.
Still occasionally will open back up some random emotions of not being good enough or not being aware or kind enough. But I try to be, because I know that my family will never be that for me. So I try to be that for others.
I think that you are one of the kindest people I know. But, you know, it's funny that some of the people that have gone through the most in life are some of the most kindest people.
So Robin Williams
That was very well said.
quote. The people with the...
I didn't know that was a Robin Williams quote. Here, I'll rewind since I fucked that up there.
It's funny that some of the people that have gone through the most in life are some of the most kindest people.
It's a Robin Williams quote. The people with the biggest smile or prettiest smile are the people with the saddest story.
They're not wrong. Neither one. I didn't know this episode was going to get me all up in my feelings too. I do apologize, as your always heavily tattooed host. I do apologize for being up in my feelings like a little bitch right now. I will shove that shit way back down deep inside there where it can just sit there and fester, and we won't think about it. Big smiles. Here we go.
But yeah, you've done a lot for people, especially in the comment section of that video. People have said that they relate to you in a lot of ways, that they had an autistic brother growing up, and that he would beat them up every day. So I think that our last interview really struck a chord with a lot of people out there, and you've done a lot. You are so brave. You are so strong. Even
Absolutely.
If you don't know it, you are, because it takes courage to live your story, but also spread your story. So
Absolutely.
I commend you for that.
I just wanted to thank everybody else. I did go through and read all the comments.
Oh, another thing, guys, if you're watching this, please give Kia every single ounce of privacy that she deserves. She's a normal person. She's not a werewolf, vampire, dragon, unicorn, anything. So She's brave enough to show you her face, so don't try to mess with her or stalk her or anything like that.
I appreciate that, Linda. Thank you.
Absolutely not. She deserves the utmost respect for putting a face on the internet with this interview and with the sharing of this information. That's very brave of her. So nothing but respect for that. And if she wants to completely go back into utter silence and never talk to anybody on the internet again, that's okay. That's her choice. Kia, I would like to extend a olive branch of friendship towards you. I understand what it's like to survive. I get it. Not everybody does. Most of my friends don't know what I went through. My wife knows some of it, but even she doesn't know all of it, because when the few times that I've tried to tell her and I've gone into detail, it makes her upset and it makes her start crying. And so I don't know if you found a whole lot of people that you share with or can talk to, but I'm always an open ear, I guess I could phrase it as. I have no problem listening and sharing back and forth with you or whatever. Just trying to be a friend, trying to be a good person. And I see someone that maybe had a similar life path to mine, at least in the early days. Anyways, yeah, offer a friendship to you, Kia. Whether you respond or not is fine. If you want to, like I said, go back into complete anonymity, that's completely okay. Let's get back into it.
I also wanted to take the time to update you on what your brother's been doing. I haven't said this online or anywhere. The first thing is someone got access to his Messenger account and they were looking through his DMs. And the first thing that I saw was he is dating a 15-year-old from the UK. Second thing is he said that he wants to have children soon for two reasons. The first reason being he can populate the world with werepire cubs. The second reason being so that he can do things to the children that a father shouldn't do to children.
Dude, what the fuck? The first reason is fucking stupid. Baby werepires. But the second reason, he admitted that. He told someone that he wanted to have children. Specifically to molest them. As a father or not, if that doesn't make your fucking blood boil, I really don't know what would. I would love to jump on that fat fuck's back and open his shit right the fuck up. I would use the smallest, dullest razor utility knife that I have and just saw his fucking head off. He is a fucking dangerous animal and he needs to be put down.
So that's a little update on what he's been thinking. I also wanted to ask you, he's probably going to watch this one day. If he's watching this, what would you say to him?
No matter what,
Fuck you, Jupiter.
Whether it's blood or adoption, he's always going to be my brother.
Sure.
I don't condone the things he does, but I'm going to choose to stay away until he can prove to me that he's changed.
Do you think that will happen? Do you think he can change?
I think anyone can change if they put their mind to it. However, they have to want to change first. And I don't think he does.
Has he ever been prescribed to medicine?
Yes.
Do you think he's been taking it since I've known him?
He wasn't on medications when the last time I saw him.
So he's probably not on them now.
Probably not. However, I did see an incredible difference when he was on meds versus not on meds.
How do you feel about his residents enabling him to have internet, to talk to these people, to not? It's basically he's just living there under their roof, and they're just making sure he's alive. That's all they're doing.
I mean, they're required to, if he brings a minor to his home, to report it or whatever. But there's not really a whole lot they can do that wouldn't take away his human rights and freedom.
Fuck his human rights.
So who put him there?
Mom.
Who can take him out and put him where he needs to be?
I don't know. I mean, I've heard that there's a way that I could put him on. It's called a 5150. It's basically a mental health hold. They hold him for between 48 to 72 hours.
And then they give him like a psychological evaluation?
Yeah. So Mom was his guardian. Mom was his permanent guardian until she passed. And now the guardianship, you'd think it'd go to my dad, but my dad didn't want guardianship of him. Because my dad literally told my mom in the hospital while she was on her deathbed, Corbin is your kid. He's always been yours. And because you didn't discipline him the way you disciplined the rest of our kids, he is the way he is. And I'm not taking responsibility for him.
Yeah, so who's the guardian?
I do not know.
That sounds like a fucking chicken shit coward of a father. Your kids are always your kids. They're your responsibility. They are your job. If your kid needs you, you need to be there. No matter what, whether you agree with what he or she did or didn't do, they need to know that you love them and that you stand with them. He's probably not too wrong about saying that Corbin not being disciplined had a lot to do with how he is now, because he comes across as very childish and very selfish, self-absorbed, very egocentric, and that all stems from childhood. You can see that his dad's definitely right about that, but to just completely walk out on him and leave him, you made him. Like, you had a hand in making Corbin. He's got problems now. You need to step up and be a man. You need to either fix the problem or show him how to fix the problem. I just couldn't imagine ditching my son at a time when he's super vulnerable or is caught up in this or that. I don't know. Just couldn't be me, I guess.
Know who the guardian is. So if something was going on like this, for example, like everything that's going on now, they would just call my mom and my mom would deal with it. Or yeah. We all know how her dealing with it was.
Yeah. Baby, stop this. This is not you.
You can't do that. That's wrong. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I remember so many times growing up, phone conversations between my mom, who was in the living room, and my brother, who was in a group home, of her just being like, Corbin, you can't do this. You'll get in trouble if you do.
Oh, and by the way, Kia is not single, so don't try hitting on her. She's not single.
No, I am taken, Bacon.
Yes.
Oh, do you want a cat update?
Sure, I'd love a cat update. Oh my gosh, so cute. You're such a good cat mother.
I try to be. He seems to think so. He's curled up right next to me on the couch.
Well, is there anything you wanna say to my viewers?
I'm allergic to cats, so I'm a dog guy.
Well, I just wanted to let any of those girls that may had contact with him where he sent them inappropriate things or asked for inappropriate things, please come forward, because we can't do this on our own. Like, I know that it's scary, and this is coming from someone who's had this happen to me too. I know it's scary to go and tell your parents, hey, he's sending me bad pictures, or he's wanting me to do things that I'm uncomfortable with. Is this okay to say no to? Or it's scary to come forward and be like, yes, mom, dad, this person sent me a naughty picture, or this person's asking me to send him naughty pictures, and he was pressuring me into it, and I sent it, and now I regret it. It's very difficult to do that. And we can't do this on our own. As much as we want to, as much as I want to be like, oh, hun, come here, I'll give you a hug, we'll go buy some candy, or we'll go shopping, we'll go have a girls' day out. I can't do that as much as I'd like to. So if you know something, please call the Nampa Police Department. Let them know your name, what your social media was or is that you've had contact with him through, because otherwise they have no victims, so they have no case, even though there's tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of video evidence sent to everybody over there. I know that me being his family, I could put him on a 5150. I just have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that he's unstable.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think that's easy to do.
Shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, I think so too.
Anything can't help, except people watching this video trying to message him.
This is coming from someone who's dealt with him for 18 plus.
Like I say in almost all my videos, it's fun to point our fingers and laugh at these locals, their misfortunes, their misdeeds. But there's one rule that we should all always abide by, and that's never touch the shit. Never touch the shit. It can lead to bad things. Even if you play a minimal role in whatever the op is, minimal contact can have devastating effects. And real quick, there's one thing I wanted to touch on that Kia said. If possible, you should always try to let your kids know that, I mean, I'm not trying to tell anyone how to parent. I'm not. My point is, I want my son to know that no matter what, he can tell me anything. There's nothing that he should ever feel ashamed of or scared to tell me. Even if it's a scary, uncomfortable thing, I'll talk it out with him. I've lived through plenty of scary and uncomfortable things in my life, and that's our job as parents now. Help guide our children through those scary and hard times. And sex can be a very uncomfortable topic, but I want my son to know that if there's questions, or he needs to know this or that, or this is happening, or he's going to have his first date with a girl, how do you treat her, or whatever. That's what my experiences are for, to help guide him and point him in the right direction. And I want him to know that, he can ask anything, and I'll answer honestly, truthfully, even if it's a stupid ass question. If it's a gross question, I'll answer him honestly. I think kids should be able to ask their parents for help for anything. Drugs, sex, abuse, physical, sexual, mental abuse. fucking help with their homework. They should be able to ask for help with anything and know that mom or dad should be like, oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let me give you a hand with that. That should always be our answer as parents. Not necessarily figure the problems out for our children or give them the solution, but give them the tools that they need to help them figure out the correct solution. I think is what we're supposed to do. I could be wrong. I'm a first-time parent. I'm just trying to figure shit out. Anyways, I wanted to touch on that. One other thing I want to touch on that I don't agree on with Kia on, which is okay. We can have differing opinions, but I don't think that sex offenders in any way could ever be reformed. They cannot change. They are who they are. And in my eyes, once they've committed the crime or they plan to commit the crime, there's only one way to fix that issue. But that's the end of that. Let's
Plus
continue.
years. The more you egg him on, the more he's going to do. And I'm seeing patterns, and I'm just telling everybody this. I am seeing patterns, and this is why I'm coming forward with my story and doing my part in the police investigations and stuff. I'm seeing these patterns that I saw when I was a kid that led up to the many times that my life was almost ended.
If you see his social media out there, block him, report him, don't follow him. The more followers he has, the more of an ego he gets, and the more you're basically enabling him
Absolutely.
to keep on posting. He shouldn't be anywhere near a phone. He shouldn't be anywhere near a human. He should just be thinking about his actions in a small little room with maybe handcuffs behind his back.
The more that you guys don't
Absolutely.
listen to the warnings, the faster that someone is going to get hurt or killed.
Yeah.
That's scary that she says it very matter-of-factly, like he's going to either push it to another sexual assault or it will escalate to murder. She says that with conviction in her eyes. She believes it. That's scary because it makes me wonder what her eyes have seen, that she has that much confidence in knowing that her brother could be a killer of an innocent life. It's one thing to be in a incident and somebody draws down on you and you pull and you return fire and one of you two assholes eats it. That's shit between two dickheads. That happens. Prison is filled with guys that have accidentally killed other guys or on purpose killed other guys, women, whatever. But the way she just knows that Jupiter would just absolutely kill a child, like that's heinous. They're children. They can't defend themselves. They don't understand why murder is happening, at least as adults. You're shooting out, having a shootout with somebody. They understand that their life is at risk. They understand they could die, that it could all be over in a flash. If somebody is sexually assaulted and they're being raped, they understand at the very least what's happening. They understand why they're feeling the pain they're feeling. But the child, they don't know. All they know is that all of a sudden it hurts. And this big fat fuck piece of shit says, no, I love you, but he's hurting them and it's crossing wires in their minds, and it's fucking foul and disgusting. I'm getting off topic. Let's continue.
And that's a sad thing to say, being his sister. That's something a sister should never have to say about her brother. I dealt with that my entire life. It was, what'd you do to make him angry? You egged him on. You just know how to push his buttons. No. Keeping him in that angry state is what causes him to believe that he has the right to hurt someone else.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Absolutely.
He knows exactly what he's doing. He's a very good manipulator. And he'll make you
Very.
think that he's doing these things because of his mental illnesses or because the devil told him to do it. But, you know, those are things that a crazy person says. And the fact that he's
Absolutely
not locked up somewhere getting help, locked up somewhere, you know, getting tormented,
stabbed.
you know, there's
in prison. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Corbin uses some of the same tactics that
Yes, it
Junior
is.
used on us to keep us quiet. And one of those is, I can hurt you in any way that I see fit. And I can get away with it because nobody will believe you. And when you're told that enough, and I don't think people get this, if you're told that nobody will believe you and that you deserve everything that happened to you, if you're told that for long enough and told it long enough, you're going to believe it, whether you think you will or not. It's something that you're told consistently and over and over and over and over and over until you believe it enough that you will do anything to keep that person in their right state of mind, even though they're never in their right state of mind.
It sucks that this is still happening. You know, I know Kia's tried her best to stop these things. Actually, there's the fact that those are things that a crazy person says. But, you know, those are things that a crazy person says. And the fact that he's not locked up somewhere getting help, locked up somewhere, you know, getting tormented,
stabbed.
you know, there's
Getting raped in the showers.
unbelievable.
Corbin uses some of the same tactics that Junior used on us to keep us quiet. And one of those is, I can hurt you in any way that I see fit. And I can get away with it because nobody will believe you. And when you're told that enough,
That's fucking
and I don't
disgusting.
think people get this, if you're told that nobody will believe you and that you deserve everything that happened to you, if you're told that for long enough and told it long enough, you're going to believe it, whether you think you will or not. It's something that you're told consistently and over and over and over and over and over until you believe it enough that you will do anything to keep that person in their right state of mind, even though they're never in their right state of mind.
It sucks that this is still happening. You know, I know Kia's tried her best to stop these things. I've tried my best to stop these things, but it's really kind of unstoppable right now. But it really sucks. But that's why we're making these videos, to help educate those. And
Absolutely.
hopefully maybe someone can relate to the situation that you're going through. Because I know that's one of the main goals that you want to provide to someone. You want them to feel comforted in knowing that they're not alone, you know?
And for those people who are saying things like, oh, they're probably just faking it for attention, you never believe that that stuff happens until it happens to you. The first time something like this happened to me, I was in Blue's Clues pajamas and I was sleeping in a toddler bed.
Video messed up.
It doesn't matter what you wear. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter how you act. That does not warrant a reason for someone to lay their hands on another person, to
Nope. Not at all.
sexualize a child, to manipulate a child into giving them acts that should only be between adults.
I know it might sound far-fetched or a little insane, but every single thing that has happened has actually happened. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. And make sure you tell Kia how amazing you think she is.
I love you all,
Bye, guys.
including you, Linda.
Oh, thank you. Love you too.
She's amazing. She's a wonderful
Bye,
person.
Guys.
Okay, guys. Wow, what a ride that was. That was a good one. It was informative. We learned some more shit about Jupiter. Mostly stuff we kind of already knew. Just confirmed that he's a giant piece of shit and he should be in a state prison somewhere getting, poked up, or in a state prison somewhere getting poked up. You know what I mean? Just, he's a filthy fucking animal. As parents, it's terrifying because I mean it's there's so many more Jupiters out there. This just happens to be one that blasted himself all over the internet, and yeah, there's just so many we don't know about. Anyways, guys, thank you for taking that ride with me. I really do appreciate it. If you're still here at the end of it, appreciate that. It means a lot, especially if you're new to the channel. Thank you for taking the time to check out one of these videos. The channel is mostly just pointing our fingers and laughing at locales. Tonight's video was a little more serious than usual, but usually it's just pointing our fingers, laughing at the misfortunes and misdeeds of locales, the occasional body cam video, and just some good times. Another thing I want to touch on before I forget, Linda said that they're trying to get these videos out to the public, put Jupiter into the public eye, make sure more people know who he is, what he's done, what type of risk that they're in. And with my audience is tiny, but we are 336 strong. Come on, dudes and dudettes. Let's spread this shit out. Let's get this video in front of some eyes. People need to see it. Let's share it. Show somebody. Or share Linda Binda's channel so the original video can be seen without my commentary. This information just needs to be available and invisible. Not invisible, but visible. That's all I'm saying. Let's just try to push it out as hard as we can. Maybe we get a couple thousand eyes on it. That would be fantastic. Anyways, thank you guys again for taking this ride with me. I really do appreciate it. This was kind of a last minute make. Linda Binda just uploaded this video earlier this morning, so by the time I get this out to you guys, it'll probably be 24 hours later or so, or 48 hours after the time Linda Binda uploaded her version. So be on the lookout. There will be more Chris Chan content on the way really, really soon. There will be more body cam footage on the way really, really soon. And there will be more Evelyn Reed content really, really soon. There's a lot of shit in the works, guys. Anyways, thank you again one more time. I really do appreciate you guys. It means the world to me. If you're one of my OGs, you guys already know how I feel about each and every one of you. Thank you guys again. I will see you in the next one.